Coming to you from sunny California and the Great White North. Get ready. We are breaking down the obstacles on the Armchair Ninja Podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Armchair Ninja Podcast. It is Wednesday, August 7th, 2019. My name is Rich, and joining me once again this week is Bijan. How you making out?
I'm good, man. Tired, but living.
Sounds like you're exhausted. You had a long day, eh?
It's just finals week. You know how it is. If I'm not at work, I'm doing another essay, so I'll be happier next week.
And I am on vacation, so that's why I have all the energy we need. I'm on vacation. I'm enjoying life, and I actually owe everyone an apology first. So we're going to be covering the ANW11 Tacoma City Finals, Seattle Tacoma today. But I have to apologize for the lateness of last week's episode. Beyond what I thought, I realized earlier today that I didn't post it correctly. So most of you didn't get it until like Tuesday, Wednesday. So I'm going to do what I can to get this episode out as fast as possible to make it up to you this week.
Oh, nice, man. Yeah. Shout out to you. But also, everyone, check out our YouTube page. I know we usually don't hype up YouTube as like the main source for watching our show or our podcast, but last week we had a very special video podcast, and if you were listener, I guess you'd also know that. But yeah, man, it was fun. Rich came over to San Diego. It was good times.
It was a blast. It was an absolute blast. Also very excited to share an upcoming video when Bijan has some time. Yeah, he's got a busy finals week this week. But yeah, we do the Hot Ones Challenge, and it's a hot mess.
Bro, that was death. Like, that was so... Man, everyone, that hot sauce is just as bad as they say on the show. Or at least one of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I have to say, I didn't even watch Hot Ones until we went to record. I went and watched a couple episodes. They are not lying. That is not acting. That is the worst thing you'll ever experience. Well,
yeah.
Not the worst, but it's up there.
It's pretty up there. It was pretty brutal. I'm gonna try to get it up by the weekend for everyone. But yeah, keep an eye out on the Armchair Ninja Podcast Twitter, and yeah, we'll definitely let you know.
Yeah, we'll promo it out there. So yeah, make sure you stop by, and when you go by our YouTube page, make sure you subscribe. But this week we're actually covering Tacoma, Seattle. What a weird episode. This is a very strange episode full of huge stars and crazy falls.
Like a lot of drama, man. I mean, I'm cool with the drama and everything. I don't know. I guess the best way to describe it is weird. I mean, there were a lot of segments where I'm just like, why are we seeing this now? Or I don't know. We'll get into it. I didn't hate this episode in the slightest, but I also didn't love it. It was just a weird episode.
Yeah. I was disappointed in so many falls. I enjoyed the episode overall, but yeah, I know there were some segments. It was like, okay, I guess that's what we're doing with a star-studded episode full of shocking falls. It's like, I guess they didn't want to overdo it on the shock factor and just have some lighthearted pieces in there.
Mm-hmm.
So before we get into the full episode run here, a lot of things we've already talked about before in our previous coverage. Northwest Passage, though. What do you think of this obstacle?
I mean, it almost looks... It's not impossible, but the thing is that you have a 1-2 punch. I mean, well, even before the last, episodes, right?
You've got a 5-6 punch. Like, this thing is at the end of a very difficult course.
This is incredibly difficult course. I mean, let's be real. The second obstacle is kind of a joke. I mean, it just looks like a playpen, like a kid can do it. I know that's not really doing it all justice, blah, blah, blah. But seriously, whatever that barrel roll thingy is, it's super easy in my opinion. But, dude, the rest of the course is insane, in particular those lightning bolts. I mean, we already spoke about it like in the qualifiers, but that's such a difficult obstacle, and it's crazy that, in terms of its placement on the course. And it played the Ninja Killer again, but after that, what are they called? The monkey bars or something like that?
Floating monkey bars, a notoriously difficult obstacle tagged onto the lightning bolts, and with Northwest Passage after it, like, someone hates the indoor ninjas. Someone was like, you know what? You want to run indoors? You're going to earn that buzzard.
I mean, this is a course that was built for a rock climber or somebody with just insane grip strength and forearm strength, basically a Jeff Britton as a Caldiero. Yeah, I don't know, man. The floating monkey bars, it's a simple obstacle. A ton of gyms have it. I've tried it, but it is so deceptively difficult. The instant you don't get the monkey bar in its peg, just the way that you're holding on to the bar, like the back bar, and you swing back, like instantly, it's not that you lose grip, but so much pressure just by gravity and momentum alone goes straight to your fingertips. And it is so difficult. Like, you can still hold on, but I guarantee you, you're draining everything out of you because no longer can you just lightly hold onto the bar. You have to squeeze it with everything you have to hold on. And that's really what affected a lot of these ninjas, I have to imagine. That said, this Northwest Passage, right?
Yeah.
That thing where it's the ascent, man, I mean, that is brutal in terms of just, like, taxing out everything left that you have. I mean, it's just a lactic acid builder, like, nonstop. And once you're in the ascent, man, I mean, I'm glad, Dan Yager and Jessie Graff figured out a really, really smart, like, method and approach to getting through it by doing that figure 4 thing. But, I mean, at that point, I'm sure they had nothing left.
Yeah, I'd like to see more people try this thing, like put it earlier in, maybe nerf it a little bit. Like it's pretty tough and it is in a nasty spot.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into the runs here because
I mean, we never even got to see somebody even going towards the last part of that obstacle.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Yeah. But hey, every once in a while I respect an episode where we have no, like, finishers. I don't know. It's hit or miss for me, but I'm absolutely cool with, like, nobody finishing the course.
I'm not so much. I would have preferred. I mean, obviously, I wanted one particular win in this episode, but I mean, there's got to be a couple. If you don't have any, I think it's overtuned, right? Like, to me, that's a sign that you just made it just a little too hard. Like, it needs to be scaled back a little bit.
Yeah, for me, it's more about variety. I just want to see more variety in terms of, I don't know. This was just all arms course, pretty much.
Yeah, so let's take a look here. We've got, first on the course, Nick Hanson, further northwest than ever, making it sound like he was in his hometown when he's still thousands of miles away.
Yeah, man. First of all, just Nick Hanson starting off the episode, man, this is going to be a star-studded, like, episode, man.
Yeah, I kind of felt that way, and then I thought, you know what? He's kind of fitting the mold of what they want lately. They want somebody that goes pretty deep on the first run, get to see most of the course, remind you what was there in the beginning. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It didn't really clue me into it being anything unusual, I guess. It was nice to have somebody like a known ninja kick it off, actually.
Yeah, and I really like the fact that he got far into the course and really showed off just how, like, painful those monkey bars are. It's not just a hard obstacle, but it's really, really painful.
Yeah, he was really struggling on the lightning bolts, going very slow. Almost fell in the second one again, where he fell in the qualifiers, but was able to get it back. And actually, I just noticed my comment here. This is on the very first run. This is on Nick's run. I'm like, oh my god, this is a hard course. Floating monkey bars. He missed the third cradle and saved it by his fingertips. And it's funny, as I was saying that even before I saw the ninth obstacle, like, it was nuts. Eventually his grip gave out. He was overwhelmed and happy and in tears on the sidelines, though. Like, it really seemed to... I thought he was upset at first, but apparently not. He was happy and just celebrating.
Yeah, I'm so glad that, he got something that was really, I guess, important to him, where it sounds like his father finally came and watched him run, and that's really cool. I'm really happy for him. Oftentimes, it's not really about how well you do, but just what you make of it, So, really, really happy for the dude, and... Once again, Zuri Hall, I think is her name. She's doing fantastic. Like, she really got emotional with him, really empathized with him. This is the kind of stuff that I really want to see from a reporter or a sideline person. I mean, she elevates, I guess, the whole emotion of the segment.
Yeah, she's just killing it this year. Please, Zuri, stick around. Please, please, please. You were doing a wonderful job.
Yeah, 100%.
After that, we had Jeremy Taiwo, an Olympic decathlete, 6'4", but he came up short on the lunatic ledge transition. Like, I was looking away. I honestly thought he was going much further and wasn't even looking at the screen. I had to rewind it to see what happened.
100% the same, man. I was kind of just like this dude is being built up to do well on this course. Not to mention, what a physical specimen. 6'4", a decathlete. Like, guys, that is, I believe it's 10 different types of sports all in one. Like, most Olympians specialize in one special talent, one special group. You know, if you're a track athlete, you're just running all day, you know? Tech athletes, you gotta, like, be on point with every part of your body and be athletic in almost all aspects. I mean, this dude is a specimen, I'm sure. Sucks that he fell, but in many ways, I respect the fact that they showed this because, once again, American Ninja Warrior isn't necessarily about how athletic, big, or whatever you are. It's about the technique.
That's right. Next up after him, though, we had Jake Murray, who is fantastic with technique.
Oh, no, I was scared.
So energizing and just fantastically funny guy. And I loved his segment here. Like, I was just... As he came rolling out onto the course, I thought, you know what, Jake? I was thinking, like, I don't know if we need another one. Like, you just chill this time around. And I love they explain how his shtick from the qualifier went totally wrong the first time around.
Yeah, I love that because, in my opinion, the best piece of humor is self-deprecating, and not in like a negative way, but just in the fact that you can be humble enough to make fun of yourself, so to speak. And I don't know, I love the fact that he called himself out, being like, hey, the first time kind of messed up. I don't know, I love that. I love the fact that they showed it. That was hilarious. Like, as much as the first one was awesome, I found this even more hilarious. Yeah, it was good stuff. And he didn't need to add anything else on, yeah, perfect.
Yeah. So he gets to the top of the barrel roll. He tells his mom that he loves him. He's looking like he's having fun and doing well on the course. And then fell in the first lightning bolt completely out of nowhere. Blew my mind. Like, I didn't see it coming. I never see it coming. And they totally got me on this one.
Yeah, it sucked, man. Those lightning bolts, it can get anyone. And I like the fact that, once again, the lightning bolts played, a major, I guess, suspenseful moment. Oftentimes with these courses, we kind of just or at least me, I kind of glaze over until they reach the warped wall, and I'm like, all right, we're on the second back half. In this entire episode, you really can't do that. You're like, it's kind of like the three obstacles. Can they get through the freaking lightning bolts? Can they get past the monkey bars? Oh my God, they got past the monkey bars. Let's see how well they do with the Northwest Passage. It was kind of awesome in that regard. But man, he's just one of many that got bit by the lightning bolts, and the suckiest part is we won't get to see him in Vegas finals. I believe for the second year in a row.
Is it?
I mean, was it last year or maybe the year before?
It was the year before. Yeah, it was the year before.
Gotcha. Okay, so I don't know. It's unfortunate, but I mean, we're gonna see him just kill it in the regional, competitions like he has.
Yeah, he's also in good company. Like, we had a lot of big name ninjas go out this episode on the same spot, so he's definitely not alone in it.
Yeah, I wonder if there's if people are upset of the fact that the lightning bolts are there. I'm honestly not upset by the fact that the lightning bolts are so hard and where they're at, but I would understand if some people did have some qualms about it.
I didn't see any. I actually went through a lot of posts. There was a lot of complaints, but it wasn't around the lightning bolts. I didn't see a single person saying they're a completely fair obstacle. They're a great obstacle. Actually, I believe Kevin Brecky made them, come to think of it.
Oh, nice.
And they've people that made them in the qualifiers just couldn't do it in the finals. I don't know what changed along the way. Just, people got in their own heads after seeing some other people fall, maybe. But they're a great obstacle. I love them. And there's nothing to complain about for them, really.
It's tough and tricky and technical, but it's one of the higher tier difficulty obstacles. So what were people actually complaining about then? I'm curious.
It's kind of going back to the women's rule again.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to get into it, but I will say that a lot of people are upset. There seemed to be a lot. There was a few complaints anyway. That
about Zimmerman?
About Zimmerman not making it through, but the fact that there was only 13 people going instead of 15 as well.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to be too upset about the 13 rule, just because, I mean, we knew it was coming.
Yeah, I don't know. It does seem a little low, but I don't blame the women's rule for that.
It's definitely low, but, there's bigger fights bigger battles to fight, I guess.
Right. All right, so speaking of lightning bolts, it also took out Jackson Meyer, the scout ninja, who seemed to be getting away from his scouting shtick, but they still threw it in her face.
They said he was a former scout. Did
What's
you hear
that?
Sorry, did you hear it on the show? They said he was a former scout, so I think that might be why. I think he's just moved on. I mean, not necessarily like, oh, I hate the scouts or anything, but I think he's just like, he's not part of that anymore.
Oh, it could be. But after that, we had Maddie Howard, the ICU nurse, rookie, longtime gymnast, and wow,
I loved this.
She came close on the broken bridge, but she made a great recovery. And I couldn't believe when she started crushing the lightning bolts. Like, here we have this rookie. We've seen like multiple veterans struggling on these lightning bolts, and she comes out and just crushes it. Beats the wall, beats the salmon ladder, and half of the floating monkey bars. I thought she was going to take the whole thing down.
Yeah, me too. I mean, she kept stunning me more and more of how far she was going. Like, she's a rookie and, like, so incredibly talented. And you can just see it, like, on her, like, super athletic and fit. But, man, like, she's got so much potential. I'm really excited for her. But, I mean, look at how far she went, and she still didn't make it to the Vegas finals. And I'm not trying to, keep up the controversy.
Yeah, she made it. She's the second one going.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, Maddie Howard as a rookie.
That's right.
Is the second one.
I had it in my head, Zimmerman, I think, because we just talked about it. But yeah. Maddie, I'm very excited for her because she really floored me with how talented she was, in particular in her rookie year. Dude, I'm excited. Like, she can really do some damage. I guess with all rookies, I always have that asterisk of, like, how far they're going to get in the Vegas finals because you just never know. All those obstacles are new to them. But she really has the potential to become a star. Yeah,
she does. After that, we had a fast forward of Sean Darling Hammond, who tried a long dismount on the flying monkey bars, but didn't quite make it.
I don't blame him, though. I would do the same.
Yeah. It's like, when I saw him trying it, I was like, yeah, that's a really good idea, actually.
Yep.
But when he came back, the segment we knew we were getting, after we didn't see it in qualifiers, is like, there is no way in the history of the show, like, I would be more likely to see a fast forward of Jessie Graff than Scott Behrens at this point. The Backyard Ninja Kids, he hit the buzzer in qualifying and didn't get a segment. Like, there was no way that this viral YouTube sensation didn't get a full segment. It's like, he must really do well in city finals. And of course, I
remember you were losing it, man. Like, you were so stunned. Like,
yeah, there's no way. Cute kids who were on ANW Junior, this guy hits a buzzer and they are a viral, ANW based.
They're huge.
YouTube channel. Come on.
Yeah, they're gigantic in terms of, like, fan base. As you said, their kids are super adorable. But, like, the dad, shockingly, is super, like, personable. Like, he's not, like, super charismatic or anything, but he's got so much charm, man. I don't know, just the way he talks to the camera, like, you can just see the passion and love that he has for not only Ninja Warrior but his children. I don't know. Everything about this, I was just really happy for them.
Yeah. The kids giving him tips was cute. He's 37 years old. IT nerd, which they really harped on a lot. I almost feel bad for him. Like, I embrace the IT nerdness, but man, I hope he does, because they really hammered it home through his whole run.
I'm sure they do. And for me, the whole time, I was like, man, Rich must love this guy even more now. Like, I don't know. I'm sure it's relatable for a lot of people.
It is. He got twisted up on the lightning bolts, but corrected and did an early dismount. Able to make it up the wall again. He did fall on the floating monkey bars, though, but man, oh man, what a great run. For this, I think he's a rookie. I'm pretty sure he's a rookie. Like, this is amazing.
This is his first year, huh?
I
He
think
was
so.
running like he was running like he's done this like before, and obviously like he's got a backyard, so he kind of has. But like when the spotlight's on, that he did great, man. Very poised, like he knew everything to do on that course. At his age and everything involved, he did fantastic. Now, did he make it to the Vegas finals? Because I know monkey bars were like the cutoff.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he had a good time too.
Man, I'm excited to see them in the Vegas finals. Like, that entire family in general, they're going to have the time of their lives.
After him, we had Lance Pekus, who was having no issues with the lightning bolts, and then managed to jump over the first lightning bolt and was out in what is just a long string of very shocking falls this episode.
For me, man, like for me, it was like the death zone. Like, I felt like anybody that's running not, I guess, towards the middle half, you know, every single one, I'm like, all right, there is like a 75% chance that they are falling early. Like, just with these lightning bolts, I don't trust anything. Oh, Lance Pekus, that sucks. Because Lance, I mean, they even showed it. Lance has been so incredibly, not only strong is the wrong term, but like, he always, like, goes beyond expectations, or at least for myself. Like, the dude is just so incredibly talented.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. That one I think really shook me because I expected, we saw a couple early falls. I was like, okay, so these are the guys that had the shocking falls on the lightning bolts. We're going to see a bunch of shocking falls on the monkey bars, and we'll get a few clears. Kind of expecting a normal trajectory to the episode. Didn't think we'd still be getting lightning bolt falls at this point.
I don't know, man. I've never been on the lightning bolts, but those must be so daunting.
I get it. After him, though, we had Karson Voiles. It was very nice to see him get a segment.
I mean, let's be real. Karson Voiles, it was Karson and Dan, and I believe they both got, no, Dan got kind of like a preview segment, but for Karson, I felt very strongly like he was going to make it all the way. Honestly, I thought he was going to hit the buzzer.
Yeah, me too.
But just for me, instantly I called it. And there was one segment where I don't know if I'm particularly happy about this, but there was a segment where we spent a long time on somebody, and I was like, this guy better hit this buzzer, and we'll get into it later because But I felt like a few times the video segments, and I think maybe it's just me reading way into it, I was like, this guy is gonna make it.
Yeah, Karson has gotten big segments before. He did mention, he had some dietary issues in the past, stomach problems, that he's able to work through.
I mean, yeah, but what was this video segment about? Like, do you even remember?
Carson's was like his whole family's been kind of flipped on its head here. Where he had the stomach problems, and his wife had a tumor.
Yeah, actually, this was actually a nice segment. I'm sorry. I apologize to everyone. This was actually a really nice segment. Damn.
Yeah,
Shame on me.
Yes.
I was thinking
there
about
was nothing wrong with this segment other than the fact that it almost made me cry because they implied heavily that the father had died, and then it turned out he actually made it through, thankfully.
Yeah, the more I think about it, I think it was the Dan Yager segment where I was like, why are we having this? But yeah, this was actually really nice, dude. Beautiful segment, in particular when talking about his father, man. And not only that, but seeing his father like with his, I think his children, right? And just, you could just see like the granddad, like the just sitting there and like just being so happy and cherishing like all the time that he has left.
Yeah. But Karson, we joined a mid-run at the Broken Bridge. So he manages to actually beat the monkey bars. He does really, really well. Has a few slips and misses, but he does pull through, and then fell on the ascent of Northwest Passage. He manages to hook the L-shaped bars in to make the descent down the first part, comes around the other side, and just couldn't figure it out. So at this point, I'm like, okay, halfway through the episode, we're getting some people there. I'm like, all right, we're still looking good. We still got some time. There's going to be some finishes for sure.
I don't know, man. That ascent was brutal. Like, that is such a difficult thing to do. But like you, I felt, I don't know, you never know how difficult an obstacle is until you test it against the very best. You know what I mean? Because we're not there. For me, I was still curious because I knew there were some strong rock climbers left in this course. And Yeah, I was pretty surprised that even like the likes of Dan Yager couldn't. I mean, well, now I'm going ahead, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, really tough.
Next up in the course, we had Sandy Zimmerman, the PE teacher, who this time actually focused more on her early childhood. She grew up poor, on welfare, went through the foster care system, and just basically wants to be an inspiration for those going through those times, as we've seen other ninjas do. Is doing a really good job. Like, it's hard to imagine that she's 42 years old. I mean, a young 42 for sure, but my God.
I mean, she's in the better shape than probably 98% of America. I mean,
Right?
Jeez, man.
She's so crazy strong and talented, like in top of, not just like physically strong, but a talented ninja too. She takes the course again, and I was so thrilled to see her doing so well. I did take kind of issue with them saying that she paved the way for others in Oklahoma City, mentioning Maggie Thorne. And yeah, when she did the warp wall, the first mother up the wall, because then we had two other mothers go up the wall. We had Maggie and Karen Wilton do it, right? But here's the thing. Those were filmed back to back. Like they technically did it first because their finals run was before her qualifying run.
Yeah, and let's not even read into that. I mean, it's just, come on. I mean, if you're really going to give that to anybody, it's going to be Maggie Thorne. Let's be real. I mean, Maggie Thorne's been doing this for how long, and, really motivating women and older women to just, persevere. I mean, no disrespect to any of the ninjas, but I at this point, it's just semantics. I don't know. I mean,
I don't want to
that's
nitpick,
quite a ridiculous claim.
Yeah, it was a bit much. But she was able to beat the lightning bolts again. I was so happy when that happened. So she went on to the back half, crushed the salmon ladder just with authority, blasted that thing home. Ended up falling on the first monkey bar, but I was like, wow. So that means we've got two women out of the way, both made it to the monkey bars, and we haven't had Meagan Martin or Jessie Graff yet. Like, what is going on in this episode?
For me, it was even more of the fact that the women were really, overshadowing the men. I mean, how many men do we have make it to the monkey bars at this point? The women were phenomenal. And not just this run, or not just that, but Sarah Zimmerman did such a phenomenal job. Not only taking into account her rise in the qualifiers, but in the finals, she persevered through all these tough obstacles that everybody was struggling through, including the lightning bolts. And as you said, everything else she did with authority, and it was so awesome. Her going through the monkey bars, and really giving it her all. I don't know. I loved it. Sandy Zimmerman is tied for the athletically profound run of the night. 100%. That was so dope. I really, really enjoyed her. And thinking back now, Karson Voiles gets the visually profound video of the night, because that was really, really good stuff.
Cool. Totally agree with that choice. Yes, Sandy's run was great. After her, we had a fast forward of Leif Sundberg, who was fastest in qualifying, but went out on the lightning bolts. What is going on? This is the guy that blew us away.
Yeah.
In the qualifiers, and he ends up going to lightning bolts too.
That just sucks, man. It's unfortunate.
Matt Dolce also got fast forward, who the flying pharmacist who went out on the monkey bars. Back when we returned, we had Dan Yager though mid run. No segment, a little odd, but they
did have they kind of reminded you of him. Or whatever.
Yeah, a little bit. They kind of remind you of the segment he had in previous years. That kind of worked for some of the known ninjas. I mean, they can get away with that, I think.
I'm cool with that completely. But for me, I was like, okay, Dan Yager, this course is built for him. This dude's making it. Did you feel that, or were you not reading into it? I felt 100%.
I felt like he was going to go deep. I actually kind of figured he would make it to the... I thought he was going to get third place, I guess, to be put a real fine point on it. I'm like, okay. They didn't give him a full segment, but he's going to go deep and really show it off. And like you said, he's a climber, right? He's going to do really well. Yeah, I thought he was going to do really well and not quite make the power tower.
Gotcha.
I was wrong.
Yeah, I didn't really. I didn't read into how if he was number 3 or not, but I was just like, this dude is making it. I thought he was going to actually hit the buzzer, and because at this point his run really exemplified to me like how difficult that Northwest Passage was. For me at this point, I was like, well, this is the dude that's going to get through it.
And when he didn't, it's like, I guess maybe nobody is. That's not quite clear because once he started using those figure 4 lock-offs to gain some height and stability on the incline and still fell after a couple of pegs, it was like, oh, this is not good. And then the handle falls on top of his head in addition to that.
I don't know, Rich, like that seems so dangerous. Like that peg, it hit him and I was like, that's not good. And like after that,
this whole season, what happened this season? Is it just this season or does it just feel that way?
I don't know, bro.
And actually last 2 seasons, it seems like maybe they just used to hide it more because we have people like with brutal, like bloody injuries all over the course this year.
Yeah, but I just don't know. Like, even in testing, like, you have to imagine, like, those things were falling and, like, really close to people's heads. Because, like, we'll go into it later, but let's just say I mean, I don't know. Somebody else that did this obstacle, as soon as they fell, I was terrified of the thing falling on their head. Like, it's scary.
Guess, yeah.
I don't know. I'm really surprised that maybe they just didn't have a better alternative. I don't know, but yeah, that was I could see that causing a lot of issues if we see this again. I really hope they find some way. Maybe they're magnetized or something. I don't even know if that will prevent it, but something that might help out a little bit in terms of safety.
Yeah, that's a good point. After Dan, we had Meagan Martin, who was looking a little shaky early on, but looking okay kind of overall. Mm-hmm. She ended up falling on the lightning bolts in qualifiers, as they remind us. And then when she got back there, she got uneven, and I was like, oh no. And she wasn't able to make the correction, unfortunately. It's her first time not going to Vegas in 6 years of competing.
That sucks, man. But if there's ever an obstacle to fall on, I mean, it might as well be the lightning bolts, right? Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it other than, you know, it can happen to anybody because really when you think about lightning bolts in like that cross section, like when you're crossed up like that, it's possible to make that correction, but man, you better be perfect on it.
Yeah, I'm going to throw a couple of quick shout outs here to other podcasts. One is Ninja Babe, which I believe had Meagan on. I think that's where I heard her talking about being injured leading into this season. So it actually was a good thing for her to get some time to recover, which you can hear all about on this week's episode of the official Ninja Warrior podcast. Nikki Lee interviews Meagan Martin, and they talk about why this fall and missing Vegas probably isn't the worst thing to happen this year.
So it's that bad, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I'm shocked. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember them bringing it up once.
No, it wasn't really a storyline going into it. She doesn't really show signs of it on the course, but it was definitely affecting her run.
Well, I wish her all the best. I mean, Meagan's amazing, so, yeah.
Next up on the course, we had Nate Burkhalter with his all-star sidelines of Daniel Gill, Barclay Stockhead, Grant McCartney. Like Nate,
dude, it was like everyone.
Nate must be the nicest guy in the world. They all showed up. It's crazy who was there.
Yeah, good on him, man. He's doing something right. I want to meet him now. I'm like, hey, if you're friends with everyone, hi. Like, how's it going?
He was able to beat the... Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. He was able to beat the lightning bolts this time. He had fallen there in qualifiers. Made it to the monkey bars fast enough. This is his first time to Vegas in 4 years.
That's awesome, man.
Lots of big personality. I don't know what it is about Nate that I know the name. I recognize him to an extent, but and he has a lot of personality, like he's a lot of energy on the course. Why is he not sticking in my brain as much? I don't get it.
No, I'm same. I recognize his name and everything, but it's one of those ninjas where it's like, oh, him, you know? And hey, it could just be he hasn't been shown enough or he doesn't have a story to him. I mean, when you think of Nate Burkhalter, is there anything that stands out to you in terms of like a story or what he's about? And you know, maybe we need to know more about him.
He needs to bring some cake to the course. I think maybe that would help us remember.
No. Don't you do it. Don't you do it, Nate. This bell is waiting right here. Don't you do that.
After him, Speaking of, okay, so we talk about shticks. This is actually a perfect lead in here. Alex Hatch in shorts and a sailor hat, a tugboat maid apprentice, the nautical ninja. Like, okay, this goes back. Before we even get into the whole segment and what happens here, this guy has the best nickname built right in. It's just Alex Tugboat Hatch. Go by Tugboat. Tugboat is a great nickname. It's been used before in wrestling. Doesn't matter. Reuse it. It'll work. Not the nautical ninja. Who the heck's going to remember the nautical ninja?
Yeah, dumb. 100%, but that's not even beginning.
That's just step
icing
one.
on the cake of this. Like, it's just,
He also has a dog, Lobo.
Why don't you go into the segment? Since we all had to endure it, why don't you let the listeners like just brutally go through what this thing was?
So the segment was, I don't know, it's not so much the segment was bad, I guess.
It wasn't bad.
It was okay. It was
long.
A lot. It was really showing off a lot. Really, either segment would have been, well, not either. If they just stuck to the boat, it'd be like, okay. But then they cut in the dog, and then they show lots of footage of him with the dog, and it's his best friend, and everything else is like, all right, do we need the dog thing? Like save the dog thing for the next time he runs. Like that's fine.
Bro, it never ended. It just
kept going and going. So then it's like, okay. And it's like, this dude must crush this course that's killing everybody. This guy is going to finish the course. I was so set and determined that there's no way that he doesn't finish this thing. And then we cut in. He makes an awkward transition on the lunar ledges, but was able to make it. And I was like, wow. And they show his major neck injury and this huge scar in his neck. I'm like, wow, that's it. Really interesting. Like that would have made a better segment. I would have been really interested in what happened around all that, like a little more detail. And then he goes out in lightning bolts, just like so many others had. It was like, wait, what was all that about?
I don't get it, man. I mean, is this like the closest we've had to horse abs this entire season? Not in a disrespectful way, like everything wasn't terrible, but it's like, what was the purpose of having such a long, pretty much 2 segments, as you said? I mean, there's this whole Fisherman story, and I'm like, all right, wrap it up, like, and then it just keeps going with this dog. Adorable dog, but what the heck? Why? Why? I don't get it. They are so obsessed with these damn animals this season, and there's nothing wrong with having a pet. But like, yo, there is pacing. Like, you guys work in production. You guys understand this little thing called pacing. Where did this come from? Why? Bro, just too long. Wow. I feel bad for this dude because it ain't his fault, but man. And as you said, he's even got a more interesting story that they didn't even they just brought up in passing. I don't get it. Man, not the best representation.
It would have been perfect.
Adorable dog, though.
I'm looking at the list of segments and runs we had. If you had taken this one out and swapped it with Jake Murray's, like just take Jake, put him here. It's the end of the episode. I think it makes it so much worse, right? Like take his, put it near the first. It's definitely a near the beginning of the episode type segment. I would have been fine with it. It would have been, a little long, but we would have kind of brushed past it. At this point of the episode, and maybe it's an intentional bait and switch where you're like, oh, okay, so clearly this guy's going to run, and they want to just pull the rug out from under you. But man, oh man, it was too much.
Yeah, I mean, good point. I if they wanted to pull the bait and switch, whatever. But the thing is that at this point, I guess we've just been hammered down so much, right, by all of our favorites. The last thing I have the patience for is something like this.
That's true. At this point, we're just depressed. We want someone to beat the course. It's like, can we please have someone take this thing down?
I just want to be happy.
So then they fast forward Lauren Ball, who made it very quickly to the monkey bars, but also fell there. Did
smart
qualify
on
for
that
Vegas
dude,
yet
though.
Again.
Yeah, he was smart. Hey, if I'm Lauren Ball, hey, my thing is speed. Go for it, bro.
So that brought up Sean Bryan, who just needs to beat the monkey bars by 3:17 to pass Dan Yager. So then they, talked about his broken ankle from when he was training and everything. It's like, all right, Sean Bryan is, pretty strong. He's one of the best ninjas out there.
Pretty strong. He is
incredibly strong. Yeah,
dude. But I thought he had this in the bag.
Especially
it's such
when
an upper body course.
Yeah, it's an upper body course. And then he starts doing the most insane things on this course. He skips the back half of the second cradle, jumps the lightning bolts like from the beginning of the first one to the end of the second one in one move.
That was
and then
so impressive.
Like just completely destroys the lightning bolts.
Yeah, he's so much raising his stock in terms of American Ninja Warrior. Like he's made it so far in the past few years, right? But like the way he's elevating his game of like in terms of like just sheer showmanship, I mean, he's really making himself to be the star of ANW, and dude is just amazing.
Yeah, and if anyone missed the skills challenge this year, go back and watch that thing.
Yeah, where did that
and
come
watch
from?
him bring more personality than the top personality ninjas on the course, right? He shows up Jake Murray and Grant McCartney and Drew Dreschel and Flip Rodriguez, all of them. Mm-hmm. He blows all of them out of the water.
Yeah. And would you ever imagine saying that like 2 years ago, Rich? Like,
no, I definitely did not see that coming.
But you ain't wrong, bro. You are not wrong. Like, that happened. Really, I'm really curious to see this dude in Vegas finals.
Yeah, he gets to the salmon ladder and then does it in 2 moves. Like, skips rungs on that. But then he gets in the monkey bars and he keeps missing them. Like, he has all the strength in the world, but he keeps missing the monkey bars and ends up falling. I was like, you were the chosen one. Why?
Yeah.
And then I had a huge ray of light. I definitely knew Jessie was coming, but when Sean missed that, my eyes lit up. I was like, Jessie Graff can do this. She can do this course that nobody else can. It is incredibly upper body intensive, but it's also very, very technical. And I think I said last year that the harder they make these courses, the more you will see Jessie Graff pull away from the pack.
I mean, good point. Not to mention, I mean, this course, not only is it like upper body, but it's a whole lot of holding up your body weight. Jessie Graff does not have a lot of body weight. All we see her in her training with everything is like her hanging from things. So it really plays into her skill set, and it's Jessie Graff, y'all. I mean, I was super excited. And just like you, Rich, like, I forgot that Jessie Graff was on this episode. Like, they really were kind of sneaky with that. And, bro, I was super excited.
I guess I didn't forget that she was on the episode, but I was kind of putting all the pieces together and going like, she could do this. Like, I'm not just waiting to see her go as far as she can. I'm looking at her beating everyone. Like, the realization that no one else has beaten this course and she's capable of doing it was like huge.
Yeah, for me, same sentiments, but for me, it really was solidified when they hyped up her video. And the fact that all she's been wanting to do was like hit the finals buzzer and everything. I was like, oh man, she's got this. Let's go. Like, I was so excited.
She was looking smooth and perfect on the course as we expect. Just taking it all down with precision. I can't even put into words. I actually recorded a reaction video. I don't know if I want to share it out, but I recorded her run because I thought I want to have that for posterity just in case. She made it further than anyone. She made it all the way to the 9th obstacle yet again, and actually went further on it than the other guy, than Karson or Dan, but couldn't complete it. I was disappointed. So thrilled for her. She did amazing, but I wanted her in the power tower so bad.
Yeah, how do you feel about them rather than gauging like when you begin an obstacle, like for multi-segment obstacles like the Northwest Passage and pretty much like like things like all of them, you know? How do you feel about them gauging it based on like how far they get in terms of the obstacle rather than the beginning of the obstacle? I can go both ways. I'm just curious your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. I don't know if it's just because it was Jessie or not. I think I'm biased now, but
yeah,
I'm good with either one. I think it's fine. It's the rule is the rule. It's fine, but it does kind of suck.
Yeah, but not just Jessie Graff. I've always been wondering this because we've seen multiple, I guess, examples of ninjas getting further into like the breaking point, like the cutoff, right? But yet they don't make it because they weren't as fast getting there. And I'm just curious if it's more fair one way or the other. I can go either way. But, yeah. I guess this is one where hit us up on Twitter and Instagram and let us know your thoughts, guys. Anyways.
One other possibility, actually, and they brought this up on... Oh, my God, I'm shouting out all the other podcasts. So on the reality TV wrap-ups, Taryn and Lita, they mentioned in a previous episode they weren't sure if it would be right or not to not just give it to somebody. So let's say Jessie had taken it down and completed the course. Shouldn't she just get the speed pass? Like, what if we have somebody complete the course and there isn't a second person complete it?
I mean, I understand that sentiment, but this is a television show, and I don't think they're ever going to do that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think it's probably best to have them compete for it, but it would kind of suck to be the only one to beat the course and then have to, and then end up losing in the power tower.
Yeah. I mean, fair is fair. You would probably, that would be the better ruling if you're the only one to hit the make it up to the buzzer. But I don't know. I could totally see producers being like, well, you got to earn it and it's a separate entity and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I can see it go either way. I do think there should be maybe some type of award or prize for maybe hitting the buzzer, though. That might be cool.
Well, they get the finisher's badge. I guess that's the...
Bro, but, I mean, come
on. And I think they probably get paid different. I think they probably get a monetary incentive for hitting it, too.
I really hope so. I don't know, but that would at least be good.
But yeah, Jessie Graff is as amazing as ever. So excited to see her in Vegas. And if you want to see my reaction video, let me know. I don't know if I could run it alongside of the actual run. It would make sense and make it more entertaining. But just watching me is probably not going to be all that great.
Nah, Rich, we love seeing you, man.
Yeah, just me staring at a screen going, oh my God, oh my God.
But no, I know what you mean. Yeah, YouTube and everything's kind of weird about that kind of stuff. I don't know.
All right. So that takes us to the power tower. Karson Voiles versus Dan Yager. I was actually pretty excited about this.
Yeah, going into
very
this...
good ninjas. Both,
sorry.
I'm sorry, I was going to say, it's both incredibly good ninjas, very... I don't want to say underrated, but certainly not boosted up as much as we see Flip and Drew and other top ninjas. But these guys are really, really good. Always among the top finishers. It was good to see them get their time to shine here.
Yeah, I was really excited. And also, kind of like, I think it was last week or the week before, I forgot what it was, but we had some kind of rock climber or something. Like somebody that I just envisioned to be doing a lot better in terms of the handholds and stuff, and it really didn't even make a difference. And I was curious to see if this played the same part, because theoretically, Dan Yager has a lot more experience just with holds and stuff, coming from a rock climbing background. But Karson Voiles, I don't know. He probably does training also. I just don't know his background in terms of it. But yeah, I was kind of curious to see where this one went.
If I remember, Karson, I believe, is a gymnast. If not, I would call him more of a pure ninja, right? He's very much trained specifically ninja.
Okay.
I definitely gave Yager the edge. I even noted here, Yager has the edge. But I know Karson is always right on the verge of getting through stage 2. They even brought it up during his segment, as leading into this, he's fallen in multiple stage, stage 2 year after year. He wants this bad. And so it was a matter of, will Yager's technique beat out Carson's passion, his drive? And man, oh man, Yager kind of messed up a couple times. He lost his momentum after a miss and then missed one of the holds. So Karson brought home a very easy win.
Yeah, very easy. I was surprised by how much Dan Yager, I wouldn't say struggled, but just got slipped up, That sucks, because it very much is momentum based when it comes to this obstacle. Obviously, there's other factors also involved, but just the momentum going from one to the other and constantly keeping a movement in one direction really mattered. And once you cut off, break from that movement, it looks like it's very difficult to get back on track. So I feel for Dan. That must have been so incredibly frustrating, man.
Yeah, I notice he's smiling though when Karson hits it and he gets all excited. You can see Dan's face, with a big smile on his face as he lets go of the hold and drops down.
I mean, what else are you going to do? What, are you going to shout?
Yeah, it's he just smiled couldn't do it. That's fine.
Yeah. I mean, he's still going to Vegas. I'm sure he's over the moon,
Exactly. Did fantastic.
Yeah. And but going back, actually, before you brought up a good point of like Karson Voiles, his Achilles heel is always the end of stage 2 and everything. Do you think that this safety pass is going to play a major factor into the Vegas finals? Like, do you think we're going to get one or two people actually fall and the safety pass will actually be very helpful in them, like, saving them?
Yeah, I think at least one, probably two, are going to make it to stage 3 because of the safety pass. Yeah.
Wow. Big statement, man. Bold. I honestly don't know, but I really hope it does play a major factor in the success of a ninja. Because at the end of the day, for me, hey, however you get to stage 3, it's stage 3. Nothing's a cheat. Like, even if it was Isaac Caldiero or somebody that people whatever about, if you get through stage 3, all clear. Like, I'm not going to complain about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, these passes are incredibly difficult to win against all these other ninjas on very difficult courses. They're not a gimme. I don't see any asterisks next to anybody. If anyone manages to take it all down and they had to use a safety pass, that's fine. That's still completely valid.
Yep, 100%, man.
Speaking of, one little bit of ninja news here, sort of. There are going to be 4 finals episodes this year.
Dude, what do you read into that? I mean, for one, it's just gotta be, from at least the way I'm reading into it, a lot more people making it to like the later stages.
They kind of have to be, right? Like 2 episodes for stage 1 runs is what they use every year, and the number of competitors this year is going to be lower than usual, right? With the 12 to 15 instead of the 13 to 15 instead of 15 to 17.
I thought it's because they just added another region. Am I wrong about that?
No, yeah, I think you're wrong with that. There's 6 regions.
Gotcha. So it's just less people. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be like 90. It's gonna be less than 90 people, probably 85 to 90 people. So yeah, that'll be covered in 2 episodes. That leaves us an episode for stage 2, and then maybe an episode for stage 3 and 4. 3 or 4.
Dude, it's got to be. Really, I mean, if it's not stage 4, there's got to be a lot of people going deep into stage 3. I got to tell you, those 2 later episodes are going to be so fun. Like, stage 2 in itself has become such a daunting, like, task. In a episode like just based on stage 3 and maybe stage 4, dude, this is going to be really exciting. And I remember I'm pretty sure we've talked about it before, of the fact that they can really milk the Vegas finals for more. I kind of feel like we really, really skip a lot that's happening in terms of the drama and everything involved with the Vegas finals. So I am really, really excited and really all for them, dedicating another episode to the Vegas finals.
Yeah, to me it sounds like the safety pass worked, or they've tweaked it down enough. Because who wants to see only 2 people go to stage 3? Like, that is what we've had like 3 years running. We've had only 2 or 3 people making it through. No, I want to see a half dozen at least. Give me 5 or 6. I won't complain. But give me a few more, and maybe we can have some stage 4 runs. Like, I want stage 4 to be where they're failing. I want 1 or 2 people trying stage 4, not a rope climb, and struggling on it. I want that to be the big achievement.
Honestly, at this point, if we have to get a winner, like if we have to get somebody that just easily I won't even say easily, but just climbs up a rope and wins the whole thing, if that like incentivizes the creators to finally change stage 4, I'm all for it. Like let whoever win, I don't care. Just please, for the love of God, change stage 4. It's a joke compared to everything else. But yeah, bro, like I share all your sentiments. Super excited. I don't think they can, like you were talking about, like maybe nerfing a little bit. There's no way in all heck that they can nerf those wing nuts. Like, it is such a staple now. So that's going to be really curious. I mean, at this point, the ninjas know what to train for, man. They know what's coming.
I guess I still think all it would take would be 1 less wing nut. Like, make it the USA versus the world version, and I would have been a very happy camper last year. I don't know why they chose to keep it at the ridiculous level it was, but I guess it really must be hard to tune these courses because there's so many talented ninjas that you make one little tweak and suddenly you've got 24 people beating through, and then you have a big major issue.
Yeah. Imagine the lightning bolts on stage 2. Like,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Ooh. Like some of those ninjas, man, they're gonna be like, oh, come on, people, like, damn. Kevin Brecky, you're evil, man. Sadistic.
Yes, it's all Brecky's fault. All right, that is it for this week. Thank you all so much for listening. If you'd like to reach out to me, you can reach me as rich@ninjapodcast.com. I am at Ninja Podcast on both Instagram and Twitter. And Bijan, how can they reach you?
Yeah, hit me up at Twitter and Instagram at Bijan151. That is Bijan 151.
Yeah, make sure you swing by Bijan's channel and see the epic coastline photo of the two of us.
I forgot about that
last week.
Yo, y'all gotta see that. That is a photo, bro.
All right, thank you all so much for listening, and have a wonderful week.
Love deuces, y'all.